Hello and welcome to the lecture on the hierarchy of life. What we're going to do in this course is this is part of biology, and if you're interested in this level of the hierarchy of life, you should take a biology course. What we are going to talk about are the other levels. So the lowest level we'll talk about is the organism itself, right? Either a plant or an animal, or a bacteria, virus, or any of the other organisms, a fungus, etc. One organism is an organism. If you have a bunch of organisms together, they make up a population. If you have a bunch of populations together, they make up a community. That would be other things of this species are the population. Other things in this area, including other plants and animals that are not panda bears, right, would make up the community. That would be a small area of a community. If you include the abiotic factors like the temperature and the rainfall and the wind and other things, that would be an ecosystem, right? If you have a bunch of ecosystems together, it is a landscape. And if at a larger level of organization, it becomes a biome, and then at an even higher level, it's the biosphere. I recommend that you watch the video that will be included here on biomes. It's done by an organization, and it's very interesting. So I recommend that you look at that. So the first thing is the population. It's the individuals that make up an interbreeding, reproducing group, and so it only refers to individuals of a species in an area, right? And so it's would only be those species that are able to interbreed. That would be the population. A species would be all of that organism around the world. A community is the grouping of populations in a natural area, as I mentioned before, and includes all vegetation, animals, and microscopic organizations. Okay, so that is everything within a biotic community, right? And then an ecosystem, as I mentioned, is an interactive complex of communities and the abiotic environment affecting them within an area. Right, and there are also things called ecotones, which are transitional regions between ecosystems. It's important because of the fact that we live and hang out mainly in ecotones, not in pure ecosystems. So, for instance, we live in sort of an area between fields and forest, right? We might actually live. Some people may live in a grassland or in a farm area. And then the other type of ecotones that is interesting is the ecotone between land and water, and there are a number of different organisms that live in that ecotone, right? And so the animals that we're most familiar with are the animals and plants and animals that live in the ecotones. For instance, I live in a forest, but I have a large lawn. Well, it's not a large one, but I have a lawn, and so I have critters that live in that kind of ecotones. And then at a higher level, you have the landscapes, and you have the biomes, and then the biosphere. It's one system that's formed by all living things. We're going to talk about Biosphere 2, which is a much smaller representation of Biosphere 1, and but the Biosphere is the one large system formed by all sorts of things. So just to recap the different levels that we will talk about during the semester are the individual, the population, the community, the ecosystem, the landscape, the biome, and the biosphere. So those are the different measures. Okay, so thank you. And after seeing this, watch the biome movie, and that will give you further information about that.